My name is Maureen. Today I'm going to put together a moccasin kit from Leather Unlimited. We have these kits for men, women, children, and infants. Let's get crafting. This moccasin kit includes the 2 sole pieces, 2 plugs, 2 fringe pieces, 2 finishing collars, 6 laces, and the instructions. In the first step of putting together my moccasins, I'm going to attach a sole piece to a plug piece. So since I am making the grain moccasins, I'm going to have this grain side on the bottom and on the top of my plug piece. So the first thing I'm going to do is find a notch on the side of the sole piece on the right side. So there's a little indent in the edge, which is our notch. So this hole will be my first hole that I am going to connect to the first hole of the plug piece. So I'm going to take one of my laces and I'm going to go in through the bottom of the sole piece, right next to that notch, and in through that first hole of the plug piece. And I'm going to pull my lace through almost the whole way, but I do need to tie a knot at the end so I don't lose my lace here. So I'll tie a knot to secure it. And I'm going to loop my lace around again. And I'm going to go through the same hole again. So I'll go in through that bottom hole and in through the first hole of the plug piece. So this is just going to make it extra secure at the end. And we will pull that so that it's tight. Okay, and then I'm going to start looping my lace in the same direction. So in through the sole piece, through the bottom of the moccasin, and up through the plug in that circular pattern, around and around, all the way around the holes. I have finished lacing all around the plug of the moccasin, and now in that last hole, I'm going to put my lace through again once more through that same last hole. So in through the bottom and up through the plug, that same direction of the circle before. And then I'm going to put my lace so that it will be on the outside of the moccasin, so that my knot can be on the outside, like on this side of the moccasin. So in order to do that, I'm going to put my lace over the plug and then in through that inside hole once more. Push my lace through. And then I can tie a knot. I can pull that knot tight. Okay, so now I have the knot on the outside of the moccasin on both sides. And I have finished step 1 and step 2 in the directions. Now I am in step 3. So I will need 2 more laces for this step. And in this step, we are going to form the heel of the moccasin. So it will look something like this. So what we need to do here is we're going to tie a knot at each end of the two laces. There's one knot, and in the other lace, here is the other knot. And we are going to put one of our laces through that bottom hole of the heel flap and through the bottom hole of this piece here. And pull it through. And same with on the other side, with the other lace. We'll put our lace through the bottom hole of the heel flap and the bottom hole of this other flap. And pull it through. After we have put our laces through the bottom hole, we're going to make an X and cross those two laces. And then with one of the laces, we will go out through the next hole from the inside of the moccasin through both of those pieces and both of those holes. There's one side. And with the other lace, we're crossing it over and going out through the next hole on both pieces. There's one. And the other hole, we'll go through that hole as well. The back part of the moccasin will look like this at this point, with our laces crossed on the inside. And then we're going to cross the laces again on the outside of the moccasin, and we'll put each lace through the next holes. So this lace will go through this hole, and I'll pull it through. And this lace will go through the next hole on this piece. I'll pull it through. And so now we have that X on the outside of the moccasin as well. Okay, so now we are on step 4, where we are going to attach the collar to the moccasin around the heel, back, and sides of the moccasin. So with the laces that are on the inside of the heel right now, we're going to cross them again, and they are going to go through the holes that match up with the center of this collar piece. So you can see the center is where it kind of dips here, or you can even fold it in half to find where your center is. So the two laces will end up going through these two holes here of the collar piece. And the other one will go through the other hole that's next to the center. And then they will go through that top hole of the heel, starting the line of holes around the moccasin. And then we'll go through the same 2 holes that are in the center, but the bottom of the collar piece. So that hole right here, we'll go through it like this. And same thing next to it on the other side of the heel. And this collar is going to wrap around the moccasin like this, so we can start to see that shape. So now I have begun to attach this collar to the moccasin. And if we look at the instructions, we can see how the lace that goes through the collar is going to go in the moccasin, out the moccasin, in the moccasin, out the moccasin. So in order to do that, we will end up going through 3 holes. This bottom hole of the collar piece, the next hole in line of the sole piece, and right through the other hole in the collar piece. And if we pull that tight and fold the collar piece to help that lace go through, then we will do it from the inside of the moccasin. We'll go through this hole in the collar piece, then through the next hole in the sole piece, and out the next hole of the collar piece again, and pull the lace through and tight, and we will continue that all around the collar piece of the moccasin. At the last set of holes in the collar piece, I'm going to go through the first hole, and then I'm going to go through that same beginning hole that I started with and where the knot is as well. I'll go through there. And then through the inside hole of the collar piece again to finish lacing up the collar piece. Okay, so now we're going to leave this loose end for now because later we'll use it when we add the fringe piece to the moccasin. So now I'm going to repeat those same steps that I did for this side of the moccasin for the other side. At this point, I have finished lacing all around the collar piece, and now we're going to attach the fringe piece to the plug. So I'm going to take one lace and I'm going to go through the top of the fringe piece and through the first hole of the plug piece, and then from the inside of the moccasin, I'm going to go out of the next hole of the plug piece and out of the next hole of the fringe piece. And I'm going to leave that lace on top like this, and I'm going to repeat on the other side. So I'll go in through the first set of holes into the moccasin, and then out the next set of holes. And here I can simply, when I'm wearing my moccasin, I can tighten it or leave it looser. And I can tie my knot like a shoestring, like so. And there is our first moccasin. To order this moccasin kit or other leathercraft projects, visit www.leatherunltd.com.